everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Miss G. I'll be looking at a series of geography map skills for CSEC examinations. Now, I was actually looking for a video for a particular topic, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I decided I'll do a video on that particular topic, and then I thought, let me just do some other videos. Okay, so even now I'm asking that you subscribe so that when I upload videos that you'll be the first to be notified. Have you ever wondered why some places are ahead of others in terms of time? Have you ever wondered why Trinidad, Barbados, they are ahead of Jamaica in terms of time? Wondered why some places in America are ahead of the others? Or why your relatives in England are many hours away from us here in the Caribbean? Well, today's topic will actually answer those questions, okay? So as you can see there, we're looking at calculating time using longitude. Now you know already that lines of latitude and longitude are actually imaginary lines that are drawn on a map, okay? But we are looking now at using longitude to calculate time. And when we speak of time, we are talking about the rotation of the Earth on its axis. So it actually takes 360 degrees. 360 degrees to rotate on its axis, and it does that in 24 hours. So for us to find out how many degrees it rotates for each hour, we would have to divide 360 degrees by 24, and that gives us 15. So we know that for every hour it actually rotates 15 degrees. Okay, I'm going to illustrate that here using the lines of longitude. So the main line of longitude, which actually is the center of time for the world, it's actually located in England at a place called Greenwich, and it measures 0 degree. That is called the prime meridian, and it measures 0 degree. Okay, and if I should continue to illustrate, so we said that for every 15 degrees there is an hour. So let's illustrate using 15 degrees. 15 degrees. Okay, so left of the prime meridian would be west, right? West. And right would be east. Okay, so toward the west, 15 degrees here for this line of longitude. Then the next 30, 45, adding another 15 degrees, 60. Going east, 30, 45, 60. Okay, and it could actually continue, or it actually continues going toward the east, toward the west, up to 180 degrees. There's something interesting about the 180 degrees, which I'm going to tell you about, yes? So when it gets to 180 degrees, right? So see, we're going toward the east, right? Okay, I'll leave that for a bit later. Okay, so we said that for every 15 degrees there is 1 hour. Okay, so going towards the east, 1 hour is added. For every 15 degrees, 1 hour is added. So I put a plus sign there. Okay, going toward the west, 1 hour is subtracted for every 15 degrees. Because the place is in the east actually sees the sun first, okay? Based on rotation. Right. So continuing eastward, when it gets to 180 degrees, then we would have reached what is called the IDL, the International Date Line. That is actually another imaginary line, and that runs through the Pacific Ocean. Not straight, but it does run through the Pacific Ocean. So when we would have crossed the IDL, for example, we're going east to a country that we would actually have to cross the IDL, then we would be in another day. Okay? So if we were close to the IDL, if we were in Tuesday at that time, then when we cross the IDL, it would actually be Monday. Okay, so we subtract a day going toward the east when we cross the IDL, and the opposite actually occurs when we cross the IDL on the western side. We actually add a day. Okay, right. So let's look now at some of the things that you'd actually see on your paper, on your CSEC paper. Okay, let's look at this example. If it is 12 noon at Greenwich, let me write it. If it's 12 noon at 0 degrees, what's the time at 45 degrees east? It can actually be done two ways. 12 noon at Greenwich, right? We're going toward the east. So if there's a particular place here and it's 12 noon there, what time would it be at another place? If this is place A and place B here, okay, what time would it be at 45 degrees east? We're going to work it two ways. Okay, so look at this now. We can say 45 divide by 15, okay, and that gives us what? That gives us 3 hours. So what do? We need to determine whether we're going east or west, and here it says east. What time is it at 45 degrees east? So we know that we need to add. Therefore, we're going to add the 3 hours to 12 noon. So 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So the answer would be 3 p.m. And if you calculated that, you are correct. 3 p.m. There you go. And we can do it another way, which is, and it's actually easier, right? So we say 12 noon here. What time would it be here? So 12 noon here. We're adding. So it would be 1 p.m. here. And here it would be 2 p.m. And at 45, it would be 3 p.m. There you go. So there are actually two ways of doing the same thing. Right. So let's look at another example. What if it's 6 p.m. at, say, 15 degrees east? 6 p.m. So let's erase this. If it's 6 p.m., 6 p.m. at, what did I say, 15 degrees. 15 degrees east. At 15 degrees east. Okay, what's the time at 45 degrees west? So this is a new question, another example, and you can start working that one out. If it's 6 p.m. at 15 degrees east, what's the time at 45 degrees west? Okay, let's erase these so there is no confusion. Got the answer yet? All right. So 6 p.m. at 15 degrees east. So we are putting 6 p.m. there. Okay. And we're going where? We're going west. Okay. That means we're subtracting. And it's 45 degrees. So right here. Okay. So here now we can do what? We count up how many hours would that be? Right? How many degrees rather? So from 15 to 0, that's 15. Here it's another 15, that's 30. Right? Another, that makes 45. And another, that makes what? 60 degrees. So that would be 60 divided by what? 15, right? And that is equal to 4 hours. What do we do with the 4 hours now? We do what? We take away from the 6 because we're going toward the west, right? Good. So that 4 hours now, we take away from the 6 hours, we're left with what? 2 p.m. Awesome stuff, if you got that one correct. Okay? So, I'm sure that you'll be able to do any question you get concerning calculating time on your exam, right? Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload another video. Okay? Keep practicing.